Oh. Alright, YouTubers, we're streaming this live, so maybe a little bit different than you're used to. Get the sound right here. We're going to be watching a PVZ on, I believe this is Circuit Breaker, which is the metal tech type tile set. This guy's going crazy. For good reason. It's a PVZ! I can't wait! It's Zero versus Noble. We got Noble and Protoss in the bottom right. And he's going up against Zero, the Zerg player, in the bottom left in red. So we should have a pretty good game here. This is L41 TV, or 41 TV Live. I can read English. It's not even Korean. I have no excuse whatsoever. And I believe they're playing on Circuit Breaker, but I'm not 100% sure. So we just did a 4-game set of the KSL, and we've got some more time tonight, so we'll do a couple more games before I probably lose my voice from all the screaming. And we're going to start off with a PVZ between Zero and Noble. Now, I don't know much about Noble, to be honest. I may have in the past. He may be new. I couldn't even tell you. I just don't remember him. Zero, though, was a guy that was in the Pro Leagues, at least in the Team Pro Leagues. I'm not sure if he was in I think he was in MSL at least. I'm not sure if he was in OSL. Who are generally good Broodwar players. Zero, I've got his stats up here. He is a 55% win rate player, and against Protoss, he is 74% win rate. I don't know Noble. Let's see if I can look him up right quick. It's unlikely that I'll get there quick enough. Players. Thank you, Team Liquid, for taking care of all my ELO searching needs. Oh, there's Noble, Protoss player. And his win rate is terrible. I'm not even going to tell you. It apparently is terrible. Actually, I don't know. I don't think that really has all of his games either, though, so we'll just have to skip that information. But we've got a hash going down for the Zerg player. Our hero, Zero, and I would imagine he's probably the fan favorite as well as the overall favorite. Protoss is in the base and dropping down a cannon and an expansion of his own. So it looks like we're going to see at least a fairly long game. We've got a little bit of a information gain that we didn't have in our last matches, where they show at least the APM. Although I don't see any mineral specs here. That would have been nice. Only one cannon down for Noble. He thinks that he can hold off any early aggression with that. Probably right. Noble's playing at 300 APM, 370 it looks like, and we're at 380, 370, 380. So they're pretty even for the two of these guys, for Zero as well. We got our third hatch down at a. I'm not sure that's considered a hidden expansion so much. Yeah, no, that's probably hidden expansion. It's probably logically the 5th base that he would pick, not the 3rd. And the Protoss is not likely to scout that in the near future at all. Lair going down for Zero. And, you know, I'm really not sure what the Zerg is planning on going. It was pretty obvious against the Terran that he was going to go either Muta or Lurker. Whereas here, he might go something like Ling Hydra. That was definitely a build back in the day. He is going to scout. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I thought that was his 3rd. He is going to rescout the 2nd base there with his probe and keep running around for a bit. The Zerg player's lair is probably about halfway done by now. And not too much action right now. Just getting some good scouting information in. Keeping that probe alive and regenning the shields. As Zero just kind of plays his game. Keeps the Ling on it, not rushing it down at all. Not sure if he's getting Ling speed. Can't really tell. I can say that Zero is up in the 400s now for his APM, which is pretty impressive. I would say Protoss doesn't need as high APM in general, so there's that. It doesn't look like that Forge is upgrading anything at the moment, and we do have a Starport coming down and a Citadel. So we may see an early Corsair out, most likely anyway, take out some Overlords, or maybe he's going straight Arbiters. Probably not. He is going to send out another Zealot to start scouting some of these further bases. I don't think the Ling saw. Oh, he definitely saw it. No, I don't know. I don't know if the Ling saw that. In StarCraft 2, you can just hold the V button to see the player's vision, and we don't have the same tools, obviously, in Broodwar. But we are going to have a Ling run by, and he's going right for the main. Oh, he's going for the cannon. He's going to take that down in seconds. And now he's going to do some damage to the probe line. One Zealot is going to deter him, but he's certainly not going to leave for good. He's just going to regroup and take out a couple more probes, but he's losing out on those Zerglings as he does so. He's got a drone heading into the battle. That was obviously a misclick there. But not much you can do. I mean, it's going to happen. It looks like there are still 3 Lings, 2 Lings, 1 Ling, and they all drop. So not heavy losses, but some losses. Fairly even trade, but economic damage is important. We are going to see Templar Archives dropping down. You may be thinking about going Archons, not so much Templar. Well, again, I can't say that. I don't know. I haven't watched this in so long. Corsair's out, going to get a free scout and hopefully a free Overlord or 2 for his sake. Mutas are probably on the way, as we saw a Spire dropping down. Corsairs tickle air units. They do, what, 5 damage a pop? Just... It's going to take him forever. He does have a cannon back down up front, and I don't know if he made another Zealot or not. It looked like he might have another Zealot. He is going to get a couple of free Overlords here, though. At least one, and I'm thinking a second. I don't see a Spore going down, which is good for the Protoss player. It's always nice to force that 100 mineral Overlord to be built. Another gateway going down, so we're going to see more of a transition into ground units, which obviously is expected for the Protoss. Remember, there's no warp gates. He's got to build all of his units slowly. Dark Templar out. I didn't see the DT Shrine anywhere. Did they show that? But he's going to head over to the expansion. One Zealot is going to probably draw his attention there. But I'm not seeing any detection going down for the Zerg. And even if he does, I'm not sure the Zerg can take out the DT with 4 Lings. They one-shot Lings and drones, don't forget. So this could be a lot of trouble for the Zerg player here. Zero. Oh, he went into the main base too. He's sneaking in. I wonder if he saw the little blip, the little tear in the matrix. He does. He does. He knows it's there, but he is going to lose a couple of drones in the process. He loses just 1, and 2. All right, he loses 2, and the rest of them are safe in base. But he is deterring quite a bit of mining, and that's going to slow Zero down. But he does have that 3rd base, and he is making a 4th base. So Zero may lose his Spire, but not in terrible shape. That DT's in a beautiful spot right there. He can only be attacked by 2 Lings at once. Another DT is ready to move in on the way. Overlords are being taken out. Oh, I forgot. Overlords can see cloaked units. I totally forgot. That's awesome. But the Corsairs are taking it out at the expansion. And now the probe DT combination here is looking to head in. But we got Scourge out there. And what is it? I think it's... Is it 1 or 2 Scourge to take out? I think it's 2 Scourge to take out each... what is that spam? Spam in the middle of the tournament there. Alright, so most likely Spore colonies are going down for 0, and he seems to have stabilized. He's got the DT out of his base. He's got 4 bases, 3 of which are mining. 1 DT is still there, but he's now detected the Spore. The Sunken is going to take him out. There's no way that he's going to do any further damage. I lied. Gets another kill right there, and maybe a 4th. But only a couple of pricks from even a drone will take him out at this point. And 0 is in okay shape. Loses 3 total drones from that DT. And now he's in good shape, though. I mean, we're not going to see any more DT harassment. He's switched to a Zealot Archon style, which is going to be very strong against Mutaling if he continues to do that. Remember, he did get the Spire out there. And then Archon, he's got no upgrades, no Forge upgrades yet. What's that building? Is it an Evo chamber or a Hydra Den? I don't know. They didn't click on it. The Forge is getting +1 weapon most likely at the moment. +1 weapon allows Zealots to kill in 2 shots Zerglings rather than 3 shots. So it's a very important upgrade. I think even with +1 Carapace for the Zergling. I think. I might be wrong, but I think. Archons at level 2 upgrade 1-shot Lings. So the upgrades are very important for the Protoss to get early if he's going to put pressure on, and he's probably waiting for a +1 timing. He is going to try to put on some pressure. That is a beautiful wall that is going to hold up great against Zealots. Just not very good perimeter space to be attacking there if you are a Zealot. So he's going to have to back off for now, and 0 is in a pretty tight spot. I mean, tight as in good, not tight as in bad, which is how everybody uses the word normally. He's got Lings out on the map, able to scout out random pylons that are not warp pylons. Keep that in mind. And he's in pretty good shape. He's got 4 bases up and running against the 2-base Protoss, and he's got to get that 3rd base up and running. Noble needs to get a 3rd base. If not, Zero will just take over the map here and probably get a 5th very soon, as his economy is getting very strong. There is a probe in place to get a 3rd. I have no idea how many minerals the guy's got, though. It looks like he is going to drop down that Nexus and start working on it, but it is going to take him a while to start getting up and mining, and the Zerg player can do a lot of harassment in that time frame. He does have a lot of Corsairs, but there's a lot of Scourge. So those Scourge, now there's critical mass for Corsair versus Scourge, by the way, where 1 pulse from, what is it, 10 will take out all of the Scourge at once. Some Dragoons coming in to reinforce, and Zero has got a nice spot here where he's going to put some hurt on the Protoss player. He was playing a little bit of roulette there with that Archon and those stacked Muta. You can take out an Archon, they outrange it, but you've got to be over either a physical map deterrence or a cliff or elevation change to really make the best use of that. All right, so we've got a couple of Hydras out there, slow Hydras. I don't know if he's going Lurker or not. He does have Lair Tech. I would assume Lurker coming out based on the number of Zealots that we're seeing. But it's possible he's going Hydra. Possible, especially with 4 bases. I don't see a 5th base going down yet. He is scouting the map, though, and finding if the Protoss has any hidden expansions. He'll be happy to see that they don't. And Noble is still confined to 2 bases and transferring his probes over prematurely to an unfinished Nexus. And we might lose a couple Corsair. Nope. Dragoons are going to come in to support them, and they will deter those Scourge from doing any further damage. 2 cannons down now at the expansion, and the Protoss is now looking to push in on Hero. But Hero may decide to do a nice surround. Lurkers are out. I don't see any observers. The Lurkers are going to do some good damage here. If he decides to push in, he's not going to be able to push in here. Even with the Archon, he'll take too many casualties with those Lurkers. And the Zerg player still in a strong spot with what looks to be 7 hatcheries at this point and a hive going down. So we'll probably be seeing some cracklings coming out. I'm not sure what the upgrades are at for either player. Hopefully they click on those units so we can see. No upgrades for air. No upgrades for probes. He might have plus attack. He has to have at least one +1 attack. Typically, Protoss in the past never went shield or armor against Zerg. They would prioritize attack, get to the +3 as quick as possible, and then if you've got the excess money, you start getting armor and eventually shield. But it wasn't really that important. So anyway, the Corsairs are out and trying to take out some of the Scourge, but they're going to have some trouble doing that. They're too low of a number to one-shot them. The Zerg has got his macro up at this point. Remember, there's no multi-building select. He's got to go to each one of these hatcheries individually or hotkey all of them. He's just getting his Evo chambers now. Wow, I didn't realize he had none. And he's going to start getting +++. Corsairs are now at a place where they can start doing a lot of damage to the Scourge, and the Muta are going to be in a lot of trouble clumped up against those Corsairs, because remember, Corsairs do splash damage. That was their beauty of them. Even though someone figured out how to clump Mutas, Corsairs naturally defeated that. It's such a fantastic, just synergy, I guess. I don't know what the word is. It doesn't matter. 4th base for the Protoss at this point, and things are actually starting to get hairy for the Zerg player. Zero's got to get a 5th base going. He's got a ton of macro bases. He's got Templar out on the field in addition to the single Archon. Maybe he's got a couple. No, I think he's only got the 1 Archon. And now he's going to start harassing with those shuttle drops. So Zero, if he doesn't have his forces in the middle, he's in good shape. If he does have his forces in the middle, he's going to be running his units around a lot. And he's moving out just when the shuttle is. But it looks like he might get a spot. Let's see how much he's paying attention to those mini-maps. I think he can see that. He might not be able to see that shuttle. And he's going for the jugular, running into the main base, seeing if he can cut off any reinforcements. The Lings are going into the 3rd. There's 4 cannons there. The cannons will make quick work of the Lings, especially with the Zealots coming in behind them. This is a messy, messy fight for both players. Lurkers dropping in on the high ground. No observers that I can see at the moment. Shuttle's going in for a drop in the chaos. Storm going down on the lurkers. It looks like he can hit 2 to 3 of them at a time. More units streaming out of the Zerg base towards the Protoss player. The lurkers still undercover here. It looks like we may have finally gotten an observer there. Zealots are running in. Lurkers are going into the 4th. The Protoss is dropping into the Zerg player's base. And we have a shitfest at the moment here all over the map. These Hydras have finally come out instead of just lurkers. And they're going to take out the... They're going to get some free shots. And the Corsairs are going to take out a few of them. Corsairs are trying to soak up a few hits. Lurkers in the background. Lurkers not getting any damage on the units, but they did stop some mining going on. Mining is stopped, though, for the 4th base is 0. And now we do have an observer out for sure. And 5 Templar, 6 Templar, 5 Templar, some number of Templar out storming all of the lurkers. So now 0 is once again seemingly on the back foot here. But he's going to continue to push. And oh my god, the Zealots and the Zerglings in the middle of that storm. The Zerglings just getting ripped apart in the sea of electricity. The Tesla in full effect there. Zerg trying to hit everywhere, but the Protoss is dealing with it. He still has cannons. Probes are off the line, but I'm not sure it matters. Storm still taking out pretty much all the Zergling, morphing into an Archon, getting full value out of those Templar, and he's holding it. But too many units. He is Zerging the Protoss. He's not going to be able to produce and handle this production level that the Zerg is putting together. He's running out of storms. Lurkers are continuing to push in. And I think the Protoss is finally starting to fall behind. He lost his 4th base. His 4th base has been completely breached. His 3rd base is now in dire straits. Lurkers haven't burrowed, but they're threatening just with their presence. And GG coming from Noble. He is going to go down to 0, and the fan favorite to win the match does manage to take it out in the end in a slugfest of a match right there. That is the definition of Zerging a player. If you ever want to wonder where that is coming from, that expression, that was it, what you just saw there. So GG, and I hope you guys enjoyed that.